I don't have the experience when it comes towards like Jeff does, or maybe the background that you have, John. But I'm going to say this felt to me like it came out of nowhere. And I'm like, my head started spinning. I'm saying, wait a minute, where did this come from? Why? I know he was warning Iran, if you don't listen and make negotiations and pause this whole production of everything, that especially the nuke stuff, that's the big thing. You can't have nukes and you can't be producing uranium. If you don't do it, you're going to have a price to pay. And then the next thing I know, we're in this war and it's blossoming everywhere. So I'm going to ask Jeff B first, and then I'll ask you, can you explain why you think this happened now, and what was the final thing that pulled the trigger for Trump to do this, Jeff?
Well, I think a lot of this goes back to Israel. If you were, the ultimate goal, I believe, is to expose the deep state. The ultimate goal is to rid our country of congressional members who've been bought and paid for, and judges who have been bought and paid for, prosecutors that have been bought and paid for. And that letter in the alphabet talks about save Israel for last. And I've been back and forth on what the meaning of that is. But when you sit back and you look how all this scenario is playing out, you have all these Middle Eastern countries now backing the United States and Israel. You have bin Salman, who, after the airstrike earlier today, I was told made a phone call to Trump and basically said, okay, gloves off. And I believe Iran is the Israeli Baba Yaga, which is the boogeyman. So if you remove the boogeyman from this equation, Israel has no reason to lobby our Congress, because there is no quote unquote threat in the Middle East. And you see all these Arab nations coming together. And I believe that the intelligence that the Gang of Eight was given, and why Chuck Schumer was so startled, is I personally believe they caught something coming into the country.